Welcome, everybody. I'm Devin Patrick Hughes, Music Director of the Arapahoe Philharmonic. We're really excited to bring you another MusicConnects series. And this Tuesday, I'm very honored and privileged to have with us Laura Johnson, our Principal Second Violin. Laura, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Devin.
Laura's been not only in the Arapahoe Philharmonic for about 4 or 5 seasons now, but Laura and I go way back. We've been playing in orchestras together as far back as DYAO.
That's right.
And Laura is also part of a very, very musical family. Your family quartet has been featured on Colorado Public Radio. And it's my understanding that this is since then, this is your next interview slash online virtual performance. Are you excited about it?
I am, yes. Great opportunity.
And so, Laura, you're also, you happen to be a nurse. And yeah, shout out to Denver Young Artist Orchestra as well. And you came up as a great musician. I remember you in the Denver DYAO, and now in the Arapahoe Philharmonic. Can you kind of talk about how your musical upbringing and training and how that has worked with being a nurse and any
Sure.
kind of skill sets as a musician you've learned in your professional career?
Absolutely, yes. So I started playing violin when I was 2 or 3, mainly because my older sister played, and our teacher came to our house at that time. And I guess that my parents say I was always in the way in the middle of the lessons. And so the teacher found if she gave me a bow and we could do a couple bow exercises and things, and I'd stay put and I'd behave the rest of the lesson. So by the time I was 3, I could play all the twinkles pretty much just from those mini lessons each time. So my mom said, we probably should start practicing then. So that became the beginning of violin playing for me, and obviously something that I really love and enjoy. But then probably about the time I was 14, I really started thinking about other options. I definitely wanted to continue with music, but I really felt this calling to be a nurse. And so I really wrestled with that as far as, can I be a nurse and can I keep up music on the same time at the same time? And it was actually a conductor in DYO that told me one day, he said, Laura, the happiest musicians are often those that do it on the side. And that really encouraged me that, okay, I think I can keep up both. It was a lot of work through nursing school to be able to keep up practicing and still make it classes and clinicals and everything like that. But I think that some of the skills that I learned as a violinist really came in handy during that transition time, especially time management. Because, when we're performing big concerts and recitals and things like that, you have to be able to figure out how to get the practice time all in. And that's definitely a skill that I have to use as a nurse with caring for lots of different patients and managing administrative work and things like that. So,
well, you're also getting plenty of time to practice, because I remember a few seasons ago, when we were doing the Brahms Violin Concerto and that usually has a soloist who comes from outside the orchestra, and you decided to step in and play the solo violin part in a rehearsal when the soloist
that was really fun. That was a really fun opportunity. Yes, definitely wanted to keep up some of those big concertos and keep growing in my repertoire. So that was a real honor. I'm grateful for that experience, Devin.
So now for your program today, we're going back to the basics.
Right.
2 really formidable composers who have laid the groundwork for all of symphonic music over the hundreds of years, Georg Friedrich Handel and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So we've got 2, just amazing composers. Words can't describe the beauty that they create. And you're going to play 2 of their sonatas, the Handel Sonata in A and the Mozart Sonata in G. And one of the things I think that is most striking about these composers, and I think that people will hear in how you play it, is that Handel, we think of him as a Englishman, but he was a German. He was born in Halle, Germany. Mozart also, Austrian, Salzburg. And the thing that characterized their musicianship and their compositions and their ability to change the face of music is that they traveled all over Europe. And Handel's dad forbade him to be a musician. He wanted him to go into law, so some things never change. But Mozart's dad was also a Kapellmeister, a musical leader in the town. And really, I mean, we could go on a 2-3 hour lecture about the relationship with Mozart's father and Mozart, but really pushed him into music from an early age, presented him to kings and queens and dukes all throughout Europe. And so they really traveled all around, assimilating, whether it be the French style, the English style, and most especially the Italian style. And both of these composers are really known as creating the opera scene. Handel in the early 1700s, of course, Mozart in the late 1700s, and mainly in part because of their travels in Italy. And so can you talk about maybe how you use the voice, the operatic voice, to interpret these composers who are operatic composers, but of course they're writing all these other smaller chamber music pieces?
Right. That's actually something that I thought about a lot with my accompanist, who happens to be one of my best friends. She's actually from Jacksonville, Illinois. So it's rare
wow,
then when we get these opportunities to play together. It's very special.
That's amazing. I know
but,
Jacksonville well. I grew up 30 minutes away from there.
Oh, yeah. Great little town.
McMurray College.
So,
yeah, a lot of great stuff.
We're very close friends, and so when we have opportunities like this to play, but because of the distance, we actually spend a lot of time talking and collaborating on the phone about our interpretation and things like that. And it's been something, even in recent conversations, of Anna's been taking voice lessons to be able to help with that expression for her piano playing. And so it is something that we think a lot about with phrasing, and when we would break up those phrases. I think too about like some of the orchestral sounds that you hear, especially in the Handel, the second movement, I feel like it's trumpets playing. And so imagining what breathing would be like for trumpet players and things like that. So you're exactly right. It is something that we deal with a lot, and something I think we can forget as string players when we don't have to breathe. We don't think about the operatic way of styling our pieces in that way. But it is definitely something that Anna and I have played around with, especially with these pieces.
Yeah, that's something interesting to take into consideration, is that all the instruments from thousands of years ago were really, aside from maybe percussion instruments, but they were really designed to mimic the human voice.
Right.
And that's one of the things. Is I'm glad she's, as a pianist, is taking voice lessons. That's one of the things as a conductor that we are encouraged to take, that I've taken, and I got lucky enough to marry a singer as well. But I remember once I was taking voice lessons just as a conductor, and one of my voice teachers told me the Met is not in my stars. But I was, I've never considered, I love singing, but obviously, yeah, that's something you're partly born with, I think, in some ways, just great vocal cords. I think you demonstrate the singing style, and what we're going to do for this concert is we're going to go straight through. We're going to play the Handel and the Mozart. And then just as a bonus, we have a little encore that you're going to play. And we're not going to tell the audience what it is, but if you are able to guess that piece, please chime in on chat on Facebook or YouTube Live, where we'll both be. And maybe we'll have a prize for you if you can guess what the piece is. And I would also say, anybody listening, please feel free to donate if you're able, just to help us put these programs on. In the before times, the Arapahoe Philharmonic serves thousands of students per season, and many families throughout Arapahoe Philharmonic, and music lovers and patrons of the arts. And anything you can do to support our programs, our existing programs, and our future programs, we're just so appreciative for your generosity. Without further ado, here is Laura Johnson with Handel's Sonata in A major, and then Mozart's Sonata in G major, and then a surprise. So thank you, Laura, so much for being with us today, and we're looking forward to your performance.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy it.